Call hello Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles who were well. I am not a member, however, I've entered into their labors. Peace and blessings, or peace and mercy to the sincere brothers and sisters doing this wherever you are, whatever your lot may be. Back at you with another quick one, another TikTok find. I'm gonna let it play. It's not very long, and then if I have to interject, I will. But I'm gonna let it play, and I want you to see something. Not no shade to this lady. I don't know who she is or anything like that, but you're going to see trends, right? Those buzzwords and basically using the true enemy of the earth, the so-called white man, right? The snowman, using him as a vehicle because he actually is, and the TERRORIST, and he'll be the face of it, so they can crack down, basically gain some control over this truth. She's going to pull up an article, and I looked for it, and the latest one is November of 2022, but we'll get to that. I'm just going to let it play. See if you've been listening and learning for long enough, if you catch any of these buzzwords or any of these, I won't necessarily say buzzwords, but patterns in what the DHS has put out. So let's go.
Warn people about this. They're murdering us at an increasing rate. They are murdering gay people at an increasing rate. They are murdering black and Mexican people at an increasing rate. They are murdering Jewish people at an increasing rate.
Right, so gay, whatever, the LGHGTV, the ish people, minority communities, everybody, that's that talking point where they combined everyone. We're all the same. We're all that left-right paradigm. Okay, but this is two wings of the same bird. And they use the sincerity of people like this lady as a weapon.
Like, I need to warn people because I've seen them up close and I see what they're saying. Another thing that backs that up is in 2002, 100% of all the politically motivated murders were committed by right-wingers. 100% of the murders. In 2021, it was like 80 or 90% of all the murders. Politically motivated murders I'm talking about. The police are not going to protect you. The police are on their side. A lot of cops are Proud Boys. Even FBI agents. They had to fire a few of them. The cops aren't going to protect you. You need to get rid of that fantasy. And they can't. They're not even capable of it anyways. They agree with the Proud Boys and the far-right extremists. They agree.
Okay, far-right extremists, right-wingers, left-wingers, liberals. Okay, we got the quote-unquote minority communities that we listed, and it sounds like every other talking point in the news and the campaigns where they pretend to care, but this is all just weaponized chaos and weaponized emotional appeal. Ephesians 5:15, see then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Right, because we need to be redeeming the time. Let me go to the full thing. That's Ephesians 5:15. Okay, I'm going to read 16. Redeeming the time because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. Okay, and the will of the Lord is that this place falls. It will implode, and then it will be left open to attack, right? So that virgin daughter of Babylon will no longer be a virgin. She thinks that she will not know loss of children, right, and widowhood, but the scriptures say that she will know that and much more, roughly paraphrase, and that this place will fall within 1 hour. Babylon cannot be healed. And that is the will of the Lord. And with that, the will of the Lord is to also let this devil reach the height of his wickedness, right, until that cup filleth, and when it spills over, to bring judgment. And within that, it means people will die. 2/3 of our people will die. These heathen, judgment that goes out day in and day out. That is the will of the Lord. And however it happens, you know what? Let's go. I'm going to read out Deuteronomy. Okay, now you don't want to work. Let's see. Now I got to re-pull it up because it don't want to work when I'm trying to get the scripture. That's all right, though. I believe... Come on, man. Give me just a second. I'm going to let this continue to play, and I'm going to get this scripture in Deuteronomy.
One side is very murderous, and one side is not. The side that's murdering is saying they're going to come murder you and your family. You better be ready for 2024. January 6th is going to be like patty cake day compared to what's coming. And you're...
Right, and Bill Gates predicted, quote unquote, a race war, a race riot, whatever martial law is going to kick off. He quote unquote predicted that to happen in 2024. It's almost like this was orchestrated and it's going according to plan, because the Lord gave the say so. The Lord gave the go ahead. Deuteronomy 32 and 39. See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. It's important to realize that God part has a little g, right? So all these other lesser beings, lesser luminaries, these idols, He has no partner, right? Yahweh is omnipotent, and giving that power unto His Son, whom you ignorantly refer to as Jesus, Yahweh Shai. Okay, I'll start it over. See now that I, even I, am He, and there is no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand.
And you're not ready. I just feel desperate. Like, I feel like making this message every day because you're in danger. You need to have go bags. You need to have a safety plan. You need to have especially if you have kids, have safe places that you can meet, that with no communication. If there's no communication and this emergency happens, this is where we meet. And this is where we meet at the backup location if that location's out.
All right. So as you can see, it is a, very using the strong usage of words. They're coming for you. They're coming to murder you, murder your family. Maybe so. And you're not wicked if you, have a little provision, if you have a plan or anything like that. But to trust in your own strength, you are doomed. You are destined to fail. We'll get a couple of more. This is 2nd Esdras 9, and I'll read it from the top. This is him talking to the angel, and the angel was, I believe it's Uriel, or maybe Gabriel. I don't remember off the top of my head. But basically, Esdras is getting a heavy portion of the Spirit, and he's having this conversation, and he's being told, how the end times will happen, why things must be the way they are, how come these heathen rule over us, why can't we already be in the kingdom as it is prophesied, why can't all the people just come on the earth at one point in time, so that way we can get this over with. And of course, he is imparted with some wisdom on why that doesn't happen, because the Lord operates in perfect order. Okay, so we'll read it from the top. He answered me then, all right, the angel answered Esdras, and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand, this is verse 2, that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people, all right, think about Africa, what's going on over there, Of course, you have the situation in North Korea, and North and South Korea are preparing to, battle it out. However that plays out, we don't know. There is an invasion in Africa, and most of I believe most of the countries in Africa are trying or making an attempt at solidarity against their oppressors, the other Edomites, one of the other tribes of the Edomites. You also have here, things are getting increasingly more expensive. Folks are looking at more and more layoffs and homelessness and eviction. Um, there's definitely uproars. There's a lot to look into. There's a lot to be paying attention to. Oh, Maui's on fire. This extreme heat. Okay, the Lord is showing us that He's moving forward, and it all started with the elders of Great Millstone and their elders, or I believe we would call it the One West Camp, which kind of broke off into GMS. But billions and billions of Christians have been on this earth, and 400,000 different types of Christianity for years and years. And it was nothing but people in a dumbed down state. And this is how you know this is the truth. Because things have gotten much worse, much quicker. Verse 3, therefore, again, I'll read, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars and of the people in the world, then thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days where before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world that hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. And Babylon the Great definitely is approaching its end. Of course, actually, this is. Let me get one more. What else could I get? It was a scripture on the tip of my tongue, and now I've lost it. But it is important. We'll end it on this note. It is important to know your enemy, to pay attention to the tactics. Right. So here's that. That's what I forgot. I had this. This is the article that I found. That she pulled up. Okay. Summary of terrorist threats to the U.S. U.S. remains in a heightened threat environment. All right. Lone offenders, small groups motivated by a range of ideological beliefs. Blah blah blah. Domestic actors and foreign terrorists and organizations continue to maintain a physical presence online. All right, can't hone in on that online, right? Because what this is an attack to try and silence the word. They want to put a pillow over the word going out. They want to put a proverbial pillow over the mouth of those who speak the truth. All right, support. But what they're going to do, because this is a tactic of your enemy, you must know who your enemy is and how he operates. But the tactic is to sprinkle a little truth in there, but their true intentions are never manifest. But you have to pay attention to the wording and the way they word things and whom they include. The people groups, who they include, is very telling. All right, threat actors have recently mobilized to violence, citing factors such as reaction to current events and adherence to violent extremist ideology. And if you look on the Southern Poverty Law Center, you can check that out and see who's on there, right? Those who read and preach and teach the Bible are on there. They've never burned crosses in people's yard or never harmed their children, right? Never TRAFFIC ICKED anybody, right? Never done any of that. Just simply reading the Bible. And at that point, who their true target is, And man will be made an offender for a word. Let me see. Let's get that before I continue reading. And it's nothing new under the sun, right? Isaiah 29 and 21. That make a man an offender for a word, and lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught. And so anybody saying anything righteously or preaching about the Bible and linking it to what's going on and exposing who's who, then now we got a problem. All right. Where we at? The coming months, threat actors could exploit several upcoming events to justify or commit acts of violence. Looks like AFL or FALSEFLAG. You're gonna have these coming because this was planned. Holiday season associated. All right, because that Jan 6 thing is always their reference point. Okay, potential social, political developments connected ideology beliefs. Potential violence, including public gatherings, faith-based institutions, the community, schools, racial and religious minorities, right? Very broad spectrum. Are you paying attention? Because he never does anything. He never has any new tactics. He just keeps recycling the same thing. You must pay attention. All right, so several recent attacks, plots, threats, violence demonstrate continue. Domestic violence streams well conducted attacks on cities, previous attacks, attacker. All right, so the November shooting of the bar in Colorado, which, I'm no sea theorist, but it seems like these things happen, and then you, even if it's real, to quote an Edomite, you never let a good crisis go to waste. Okay. Let's see. Similar to domestic violence streaming, United States praised October 22 shooting of that place, dumb people in Slovakia. And at the end of the day, wickedness is just being rooted out. And people are tired of seeing it. But this is all going according to plan for now, right? Until Yahushua returns and says things truly right. Okay, so we're going to fast forward, and I found this because as soon as I seen the mention of online and cracking down on online, here's this 118th Congress bill, okay, Restrict Act 2023-2024. And we'll just get this, and you can read this on your own. You can screenshot what you need, pull it up, okay? This bill requires federal action to identify and mitigate foreign threats to information and communication technology, products and services, social media applications. It also establishes civil and criminal penalties for violators under the bill, specifically DOC might identify, deter, disrupt, prevent, prohibit, investigate, mitigate transactions involving the ICT products and services. What else? Okay. Yeah, you can dig some more into this. Go down the rabbit hole on your own. But as you can see, civil unrest is on its way. Collapse, all the things that have been prophesied, they are on their way. And again, you're not wicked if you got a little preparation, but understand that we trust in the name of the Lord. And I pray myself and all of you, whoever happens to be listening, learning, preaching, and teaching, that we lean on Yahweh Shai, that we lean and trust on the Lord when that time comes, because I'm pretty sure things will get pretty wicked, pretty wild, pretty quickly. And you never know what you're going to do. It's easy to say it in while you're comfortable. Okay, so you default. What's that script, man? Okay, we'll definitely end it here. I want to get something. I believe the quote is, "You default to your level of training." Basically in a fight or whatever, however it happens, especially with training with weapons or any type of combat sport, when you get gassed or whatever happens where you're at baseline, you're going to default. When that time comes, you default to your to whatever level of training, and to equate that into the spirit, you're going to default to however much time you spent building up your spirit, man. So if you find yourself lacking now, definitely pray, definitely fast, definitely push for understanding while you still can. If it's something you don't know, Google it, or I'm sorry, not Google it. Type in what the subject is and then add GMS. Now you may have to dig because they didn't bury the videos, but the Lord will make a way for you to find what you are looking for. So with that being said, I pray that you are edified. Shalom.